Hi everyone, I'm Zach Parmeter with Golden Eagle Log and Timber Homes, and I'm joined today by my dad, Todd. He is the co-owner of Golden Eagle, and today we'll be discussing a lot of the questions that people ask themselves when they first begin researching log and timber home companies. A few common questions have to do with the types of logs, also the types of packages that are available out there. So Dad, will you get us started with the types of log packages that people can choose from, log styles?
Yeah. It seems like log packages are kind of confusing for everybody, and rightfully so, because maybe no two companies offer the exact same package. One of the packages most companies offer would be logs only, just the logs, okay? But then you have to ask the question, well, what am I getting? Am I getting only the wall logs, or am I getting the porch posts too, along with that kit? Am I getting log purlins for the roof system or not? So even though log only sounds like it'd be a pretty easy explanation, you do have to ask questions. And truthfully, most people don't purchase a log only package, okay? Now, another package that's real common is what is called a shell package. Shell package is pretty much the things you need for the exterior of the home, okay? However, there again, maybe no two home companies offer the same shell package. Maybe shell package one includes shingles on the roof. The other guy's shell package maybe just had the roofing felt on the roof, no shingles. Some of the guys include soffit under the eaves. Others might not, because sometimes they use a term called weathertight shell. And technically, I guess, if you have felt paper on the roof of your house, it's weatherproof. Doesn't matter if there's windows in it or not. So that's what a shell package is.
What I like about ours is at least it looks finished on the outside when it's completely done. So that's why we call ours the Shell Plus package.
Yeah, Golden Eagle calls theirs the Shell Plus. And if you just picture walking around the yard looking at the house, if there was a deck originally on the drawing or a front porch on the drawing, and definitely the windows and of course under the eaves, the roof, it's all there. All the materials were there with a Shell Plus package. Then you walk in the front door of your amazing home, and with a Shell Plus package, the inside's pretty barren. You've got your skeleton framed walls, and that's about it with a Shell Plus package, but it's completely weathertight on the outside. And if you want to take your time making the decisions on what you want on the inside and maybe have the project last until you retire, you're probably a good candidate for a Shell Plus, and you can always buy the interior materials from us at a later date, and we truthfully find that if somebody buys a Shell Plus package from us, they usually come back later and get the cabinetry and those items from us anyway. And then there's another type of package.
And that's the complete materials package?
There again, there's quite a few companies that advertise that they have a complete materials package. I'm pretty sure we started that like 50 years ago, where we offered a complete package. When you buy a complete material package from Golden Eagle, that includes everything we just discussed in a Shell Plus package, plus basically everything you need for the interior of the home, including kitchen cabinets, interior doors, the doorknobs, the countertops, the fireplace, the mantle, the trims, the tongue and groove for the ceiling.
Even the faucets and the toilets.
Yeah.
So we're really well known for having the most complete package out there.
And we have a absolutely amazing showroom where you can pick all these things out, even what color stone you want, what color countertop you want. All that stuff can be picked here. And many of our customers are building in a different area of the country. And they would just like us to call them when it's done, so they can make all their choices here. Their house can be built in Colorado or New Mexico or wherever, and when it's done, we give them a call and they can go see it.
You know what I really like about our complete materials package is that we have standards out there, and we're always updating those standards to reflect what is most popular and most often chosen. Now, a person's not limited to that. They can choose absolutely whatever they'd like to choose. But there is no need to upgrade everything. We're already reflecting what most people would already choose. Yeah. That's what I really like about our materials packages.
The quality of like the kitchen cabinetry.
Yes.
It all has wood dovetail drawers, wood sides, self-close hinges. You can't slam the drawer even if you want to. It's got that new closing system on it. So there's nothing in our packages that I wouldn't put in my own home.
Exactly. Yeah. The cabinetry that we offer as our standard cabinetry is what you have at home.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful.
So I think like you alluded to, Zach, when you come here and you start looking at faucets, we're going to narrow it down for you to maybe 30 bathroom faucet choices, which is a lot of choices. But if there's just nothing there that trips your trigger, we can offer you more, but we want to make your selection process comfortable, you know, and we're going to be able to find you something that you want in your home very easily.
And what I really like is that when you look at our photos online, you'll see that nothing looks cookie cutter. So if you have a particular design style or a taste out there, we have a lot of options available for you to do that with your own home.
We often joke around here that nobody's ever bought the same house. We've got beautiful plans to pick from in our plan book, and we've got like 1,200 more choices on our website. But nobody ever buys the same home twice because everybody changes something. That's part of the customization process that we go through. You want the home designed for your family, not for somebody else's family. You want it designed for how you live your life. Maybe you use the kitchen a lot, maybe very little. We want to ask you those questions and figure that out.
That's what's really nice about doing the complete materials package with us, is because then we do all of that on the interior as well, and we can utilize our expertise toward the inside of the home. So to recap, we have the log-only package, more of a shell package, but there are varying degrees of a shell package. Yep. And then the same thing applies to the complete materials package. Everyone has a little bit of a different complete materials package if they even offer it. Many companies don't even offer a complete materials package. Now that log-only, I've seen that a lot with a hand-scribed log home. Can you tell us what is a hand-scribed log home?
Okay, the hand-scribed log home are generally the largest logs used when you're building a log home. They're generally tapered where one end is fairly large and then it tapers to a smaller end. They're the most natural looking of the log homes because it looks like they came right out of the forest, and they did. And then craftspeople, let's say hand-hewn and scribed the logs by hand to make them fit the house. So with the hand-scribed system, it's one log at a time, one home at a time. And that's probably why they end up being the most expensive, because there's a lot of labor in those, but they're beautiful, and I highly recommend them to anybody. They're gorgeous.
They are, but you also probably aren't going to have a kiln-dried home.
No,
I mean, I know some
true.
companies can kiln dry them, but that's very far and few between.
Yeah, and when a log is maybe 20 inches or 2 feet in diameter, truthfully, it might take a year in the kiln, and nobody's going to leave it in a kiln for a year. You know, so.
And then there are systems in place to help adjust for that, for the settling that happens over time. So when I think of settling, or I hear about that, usually it'd be much more impactful in a hand-scribed log home. A home that has been properly dried.
Yeah, when you hear about people concerned about settling issues, that's almost exclusively for the hand-scribed home. And then another type of log, and when it comes to full log, by far the most popular type of full log home is what they call a machined log or a milled log. Milled log homes means they were made on a machine like a planer, and the logs go in and they come out uniform in size. And generally that type of log is very precision made, and the builders love them because you can stack one on top of another and you can put your level on it and fine plumb, and it's pretty sweet to work with. Some people say, well, they don't look as rustic as I would like them to look. And I would argue that.
Me too.
Yeah. Definitely everybody offers techniques to handcraft the logs.
Yeah, you've got a lot of different options when it comes to peel styles, for one. Also different log sizes. So some companies will only offer a 6-inch log. And other companies like us, we go up to 12 inches for the log size. A 12-inch log, that's nearly the size of the handcrafted log homes.
Right.
And that's really impressive.
It's a massive piece of wood.
And when you get the custom draw knife peel, or we offer hand hewing, and also we have probably 2 other peel styles. We've got smooth and more of a standard peel. I mean, all of that, it gives you plenty of options to have as rustic of a home as you want, or as sophisticated and elegant of a home as you'd want. What I really like is the builder side of it.
Yeah, and the other thing that always comes into play, right, is how much do things cost? It's arguable that the hand-scribed home is the biggest and most beautiful home you can buy, but it probably costs twice as much as a milled log home all in, once it's built. So without a doubt, the milled full log home is the best seller. Third type of log home would be what the industry usually calls half log. Half log to Golden Eagle means we basically take a full log, we rip it the lengthways in half, and we use half that log on the outside of the house. And the neat thing about our system is the corners are real on the outside because they came from a full log and we left that full log corner on. And we can offer that system, and that's used over the top of a framed wall, like a 2x6 wall. We can use that system basically anywhere, and it's available with dovetail corners, button pass corners, saddle notch corners, vertical corners, and I might even be missing something right now, but you can get everything. And then on the inside of the house, it's your choice then on every single wall, and of course every ceiling, what you use for a texture or a finish. A lot of times with a half log home, people wanted that half log or that log look on the outside, but they only want a few walls on the inside of their house to look like log. And maybe they want the rest of the home drywalled, and maybe they just want a few ceilings wood or whatever, but it gives you a lot of choices. When I was 10 years old working here with my dad, your grandpa, it seemed to me like almost all the customers wanted wood everywhere in the house. Now I would wager that the majority of them go with about 50% drywall on the inside. So if it's a full log, yeah, your outside walls of your house, when you're on the inside of the house, they're all solid log. But you could still go with drywall on every other wall, all the partition walls if you wanted to. Or you can mix and match. You could add some half log on a partition wall, or some stone or whatever you want to mix it up. But we're experts at helping you make those choices.
I also have a lot of clients that are really into energy efficiency, and they love the concept and the proven efficiency of full log wall systems when it comes to thermal mass, that they're able to hold the energy really well, and it's much easier on your furnaces and your air conditioner and all of that.
Yeah, a lot of people realize that a full log wall is a little bit like a battery, kind of holds the energy. And a good analogy for what's thermal mass, picture you had a campfire and you had the stones around your campfire ring. Fire's been out for hours, but the stones are still warm. That's thermal mass. That happens with full log homes too. But truthfully, it does not happen with fiberglass insulation. So there are a lot of people that prefer a full log home because it holds the heat. And then on the other side of the coin, in the summer, it does seem like they're cooler. I think we've all gone into a log home that was shuttered on a very hot day and it was very cool in there. So it should save on your cooling bills too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important to consider when you're having a discussion, you're talking about R values, really the whole premise of the discussion is about energy efficiency, because there's a difference between measuring R values and thermal mass. What you're really looking for is R value is, of course, the resistance of energy transferring through. So fiberglass traps that in, or a closed cell spray foam. But with logs, you've got all those, you're holding on to that heat, and really that is what is giving it its energy performance.
Yeah. One of the builders told me one time that you cannot blow through solid wood, but furnace filter is usually made out of something like fiberglass. And it really hit me like a ton of bricks, in a really windy location, the full log might be the better choice then. Now, I want to wrap one more thing up on our half log. On our half log system, remember that's probably a 2x6 framed wall with our half log on the outside. We've got a hidden fastener system. So nobody, your friends would never know that it's not a full log when they walk up to the house from outside. You can't see any fasteners. The corners on the ends are made out of solid log. It's perfect. Okay. And then we also make what we call a quarter log version.
So what are the pros and cons? How do you compare the quarter log to the half log?
Well, quarter log, we tried to make this easy. You got your full log, you got your half log, and now you got your quarter log. So your quarter log's thinner. And let's say from 10 feet away, it looks like a full log. But with quarter log, because it's thinner, we don't have a hidden fastener system. So if you're really looking for it, you're going to find the fasteners. But the reason why we make quarter log is because it saves the customer money. And generally, people aren't looking at the home with a magnifying glass anyway, and it's a fabulous looking home, and it saves money. So
I find that if you do a quarter log, it is less obvious if you have a flat exterior, because when you're looking at a flat log on the exterior, you're not expecting the depth.
Right.
Whereas if you're looking for a round exterior, you're not going to get quite that full depth that you would with a half log or a full log home.
That's a really excellent point, and I probably wouldn't have contributed that one. But I do know that if we hand hewn the outside, that's awesome. I mean, it really looks rustic, and you probably won't see the fasteners then, even on a quarter log.
Yep.
We haven't even discussed wood species yet. And there's quite a few different types of wood species that make an excellent log home. Our number one seller happens to be Eastern white pine. And I think it's kind of considered the go-to log, the best log in our industry.
It's the industry standard, isn't it?
Fortunately for us, it grows in our backyard. Okay, so we happen to buy it right. Okay. Now, some people sell like Norway pine or red pine. And we had noticed at one point when we brought a load of that in that, I guess it's because it's a less mature tree, it grows quicker. It tends to warp a little more than our white pine. That's why all of our wall logs are always Eastern white pine. Now, if somebody says, well, we want cedar, we want Douglas fir, if they want something else, we'll bring it in for them, okay? But we stock literally millions and millions of dollars worth of white pine here at the yard, and that's because it's by far our best seller.
And there are pros and cons to each wood species.
Sure.
So if someone wants a white cedar, well, we all know that white cedar, once it grows long enough, you're not going to get the large diameter because the inside starts to rot out a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, if somebody wants a big cedar log home, we pretty much have to bring those big cedar logs in from the West Coast. And that's red cedar. As you're saying, white cedar, guys that are selling white cedar, they're generally a 6x6 log or something like that. And, you know, our best-selling log is like a 10x10, 8x8, 12x12. And I don't think you can find those in cedar without what they call core rot. There's different reasons for different logs.
A lot of the wood species that we've been talking about is a softwood. So whether it's pine or cedar, you don't see many log homes out there that are made out of hardwoods, and that's because of the cell properties of the wood itself. So a softwood doesn't have as tight of a cell structure, and being that it doesn't, it actually gives you better thermal mass properties.
Yeah, there's more air in a softwood log, more air cells, than in a hardwood log.
So you've been on a lot of job sites, built a lot of homes. You know that building with a hardwood, like an oak, much harder to work with, much heavier. Yeah, not as builder friendly.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet that builders wouldn't want to build a solid oak or a solid hickory log home or something like that. Can you imagine drilling through that or putting a nail through it? But the real reason why people don't use it is the softwoods are warmer. The air pockets, it's kind of like that air space they put in between your panes of glass on your window. That's called insulation. And the extra air pockets in softwood is insulation.
Yeah. You already mentioned that we have a lot of resources around us, a lot of white pine in our area, and white pine, being that it is the industry standard, is something that we harvest all the time. We make sure that each tree that is harvested at the end of its life cycle. That's really important. And we like that white pine because it's been growing for well over 100 years. So that means it's a very mature cell structure. And as it dries in the future, it doesn't twist and warp on us. But it's also important that we replenish those resources. So for each tree that's harvested, 3 are planted in its place. And that's a part of the FSC commitment that we have. FSC is the Forest Stewardship Council. And it is something that we opt into. We know that a lot of our clients, they care a lot about the environment. They love being outdoors. And for us, we want to be building log homes for many hundreds of years in the future. And the United States is already really great at forestry and sustainability.
Yeah, the best in the world.
Really are. So it's really great for us to have all these resources, and that's probably why log homes are as popular as they are in our area.
Well, I think that's about all we wanted to cover. You know, please chime in, please give us your thoughts on this video. We hope to make more videos, so we'd like you to subscribe.
Yeah, we'd like to hear your feedback. Thank you for watching.